This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications. This is KHQA. It's your news now.
Well, this is Saturday, May the 5th, and you have indeed entered overtime right smack dab at the intersection of Derby Day, Dogwood Weekend, and Cinco de Mayo. So grab your mint julep, don that sombrero, and let loose the great horde of cute kids and somewhat scary toothless pro wrestling t-shirt wearers who scavenge the streets for this year's parade's worth of candy. Go figure, because that's how we do weekend fun in the Gem City, everybody. That's how we roll. As always, I am your Grand Marshal for all things Saturday sports. I burned some serious flesh for you people in the cause of sports coverage you can count on, but a life is indeed a mad dog's promenade, my friends, so walk tall or don't walk at all. And I'm not quite crisp enough yet to pass for that tanning bed grandma, so all is good tonight. Let us begin with a great baseball game today in America's hometown. Hannibal and Palmyra doing battle. Eric Hugenberg with the strikeout here. However, his team down 3-1 early because of the great early pitching from Will Funkenbush right here. Great strikeout to end the 5th inning. He's sporting a 3-1 lead, and he is very happy. However, bottom of the 6th, here come the Pirates in comeback mode. Eric Hugenberg with the double to deep left center field. That would set the table. One batter later for this guy, Brandon Scott, who's going to be your hero in so many ways in these highlights. Little chopper, flares it over short, makes it a 3-2 ball game, but Palmyra gets out of that jam. Top of the 7th, Brandon Scott in relief, gets the strikeout there, quells any further uprising from Palmyra. Pick it up in the bottom of the 7th, still 3-2 P-Town. Hannibal goes to work with one out again. This time it's Trevor Anderson delivering the big-time double, moving himself into scoring position. Palmyra would walk the bases loaded with 2 out, which brings us to dun-dun-dun, Brandon Scott yet again, and he is going to play your hero right here. Beautiful piece of hitting. 1 run scores. The potential game winner is this guy, Dalton Powell. Look at him beat the slide or the tag with a beautiful slide. He is emphatically safe as Matt Thomas signals, and Hannibal gets the comeback win in comeback fashion, courtesy of all manner of Brandon Scott heroics. 4-3 is your final in a very dramatic and very fun game today. Meanwhile, at the round robin today, down at Griggsville, Perry, Triopia, and Pleasant Hill going at it, Derek Shoney leads things off for his team with the RBI rip right there. Triopia looking for more. Matt Gunterman at third base. He's not going to allow any of it. Great stab right there. Scott Rowland-esque. Then later, the runs would come for Pleasant Hill. Number 3 on the roster, unlisted on our roster. Sorry, young man. I can't get you any credit because we don't know who you are. We do know who number 19 is, though. Aaron Roothouse doing some work right here with an RBI single as well to extend Pleasant Hill's lead out at that point to 2-1. Wyatt Williams doing some nice pitching today, setting Triopia down at that point. More of Derek Shoney trying to get his team back into this one, and again it is Matt Gunterman robbing things with the 5 unassisted 2-3 double play. That's a heck of a throw. Then again, that kid's an all-state quarterback headed to Monmouth next year. UCY. I tell you what, UCY Triopia is so very good. They come up in this ball game with 7 unanswered from that point forward. Hey, actually, check that. Make it 8. They get the win today to the Trojans. 9-2 is your final there. Also at the round robin today, I tell you what a great pitching effort from Dryden Craven in that first game. Extra innings, Griggsville Perry beats Triopia 1-0. Brock Rumpel delivers a flared double in this ball game to win it in the 8th. 1-0 was your final there. And in the final game of the night, Griggsville Perry beats Pleasant Hill in the round robin action. 8-2 was your final there as well. Also on the day, look at the numbers for Garrett Kessner. You know him as a football star extraordinaire, top 6 state wrestler. How about his baseball effort today? 5 for 5 at the plate. He had a home run, a triple, and 7 ribbies. That's one of those Baseball Digest games you'll never forget type of efforts as Central Southeastern beats Western by the final count in this one of 13-2. Also on the day, Illini West playing at home against Orion, a split for the Chargers. Evan McGaffey homers on both sides of the doubleheader. The second one, though, he homers in support of the victorious Tanner Anderson as Illini West gets the split today. Final count in that one was 7-1 there. Beardstown playing in the conference tournament today beats Farmington 5-3. Mr. Miles with 3 ribbies in the win. The championship game, not so much to Robin Lewis's liking as his team is blown out by Brimfield. 13-0 was your final there. Kansas signee Alexis Silkwood in town to take on Q&D. She was 0-2 lifetime against the Raiders. Could it be 0-3? She was down 2-0 at this point. I tell you what, Aubrey Wilson would match her. Bases loaded jam in the 6th. Aubrey induces the pop up and that gets Q&D out of the jam. Then Aubrey going to do the rest in the top of the 7th in this one. Strikeout to match, and her defense is going to stand up behind her. Cassidy Gengenbacher playing short and playing it well. Hooking up right here with Tori Kuhn, and that, my friends, is your ball game. Alexis Silkwood going to end her high school career 0-3 against Q&D, unless these two teams, who are both ranked in the top 5 in the state, end up meeting in the state tournament, because that's the only way they're going to see each other again. More from the Q&D cluster. First of all, I want to tell you earlier in the day, Q&D also beat Abingdon, who came into this tournament with a really good record. 1-0 was your final there. And again, it was Cassidy Gengenbacher playing the hero this time with her bat with a game-winning RBI single in that one. Actually, I checked that. It was a double. Pitcher's duel today in Payson. How about Cheyenne Bowman? Too shy early on with the strikeouts there to steal from Kaja Gugu. I'll tell you what, West Hancock going back the other direction. Allison DeWald behind the plate showing off the cannon shot, and more to come right here as Shelby Kaler was darn good. We went 6 full innings scoreless. How about Haley Hamill coming up big, though, in the top of the 6th right here. The first significant hit of the day is a triple. That would set the table 2 batters later for J.C. Hartwig. You know her from her basketball heroics. Know her here from her beautiful bloop single that makes it 1-0 at that point. Alexis Dooley going to contribute as well. Same frame to make it 2-0, and Shelby Kaler is going to make it stand up not only with her pitching. Check out the defensive play she made earlier in this game. Not many pitchers this quick on a bunt. Look at her go. Shelby Kaler, you are the deal, and so too is West Hancock with the upset win over Payson Seymour. Final count in this one was 2-0. Other scores today from the cluster. We've got West Hancock beating Porta 10-0, and Payson Seymour doing likewise later in the day, bouncing back from that earlier loss. 10-0, Payson Seymour wins on 3 RBI from Kelsey Huber. Also at the Q&D cluster today, we've got Pittsfield losing to Abingdon. Good effort for Pittsfield, but they lose there. They also get some runs against Marquette, but lose that game by the final count of 12-5. Couple of scores you don't see there. West Prairie today against Havana loses 8-4 and then loses to Triopia 2-1. Morgan Smith with a gem for the Trojans. Quincy High playing 2 at home. You see the first one. The Blue Devils lose to Rock Island by a 5-2 count. We got highlights from the second game for you. Going to work right here. The Blue Devils in some trouble right here, but a great throw home is enough to end a threat as Rock Island tries to take advantage of an injury right here, but couldn't do so. Great throw, great tag at the plate. More to come. Quincy High School in extra innings now playing some great defense, turning the double play at first base to get out of yet another jam. It's tied up at 2 apiece in extra frames. That's when Rock Island goes to work in the 10th. I repeat, the 10th inning, coming up with a pair of runs right there off Mariah Hoke. One of them scrambled, one of them a legitimate good hit right back up the middle. Quincy High's offense went moribund in extra innings, and actually after the first inning, as Quincy High loses to Rock Island in a heartbreaker today, 4-2 was your final there. We've got more for you today. In soccer, Quincy Notre Dame taking on U High, playing 2 today in the Tom Baker Advanced Physical Therapy Shootout. In the second game today, Quincy Notre Dame actually trailed at one point 2-0, comes up with 5 unanswered and a hat trick from Shannon Foley. Speaking of Miss Foley, we slow it down for you. Earlier in the day against Rolla, right off the bat, 40 seconds in, it's Shannon Foley with the volley shot. She knocks that home. Then Shannon Foley trying to set up Jordan Frericks. That's not going to work, but look who's there. It's Cassidy Foley playing cleanup and doing it nicely right there. She knocks home yet another goal, made it 2-0 at that point. Lady Raiders, they're not done yet. It's Shannon Foley doing what she do right here, coming straight up the middle of the Rolla defense. If you want to call it defense, it was not effective. Shannon Foley certainly was, punching home the second of 2 goals she had on the day as Quincy Notre Dame gets the sweep in the Tom Baker Shootout and also the championship today. 4-0 was your final there. And we're just getting warmed up here on the Big Overtime Show. When we come back, we're going to take you trackward today as it's district track time in Northeast Missouri. We'll give you all the fleetest and furthest when overtime rolls on.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar, brought to you by Con Communications.
And welcome back to Overtime, everybody. The race to Dwight T. Reed Stadium in Jefferson City and Missouri State Track and Field glory began in earnest today with the first of 3 postseason hurdles. Of course, district meets were held all around the Show Me State, most notably for us in Centralia, where our Class 2 district hopefuls went to work, and that included the Miles sisters. Evie and Audrey in lanes 5 and 6. They both run a very strong race, stay close to the front. Evie would finish second behind Hallsville's top runner with a time of 16.72. Audrey was very close behind, her time 16.77. Good for 4th place in this one. Boys sprints, 100 meter. Who else? The outstanding Macon tailback to Quan Kelly coming right in the middle of your screen. Going to blow away everybody, including our man, Zach Miller from Scotland County, who finished second. Schuyler County's Dakota Schmitter ended up finishing fourth. That's a very fast lap, but it was Taquan getting the win at 11:48. Girls 100-meter sprint, huge day yet again for Carly Spalding, the outstanding Monroe City junior. You'll hear more from her later this week. Career day, she wins the 100-meter with a time of 12:51, beating Macon's Valerie Schmidt, who was third, and Palmyra's Kelsey Martin, who was fourth in this meet. Girls 200-meter, how about Spalding yet again? This time, check her out in lane 4 in the 200-meter, and she is going to be flying, winning with a time of 26:52. Kelsey Martin, again of Palmyra, finished second. Spalding also won the long jump with an 18-foot, 8 3/4 inch jump, and was on the winning 4x100-meter team. That's 4 championships for those of you keeping track at home. We've got more for you. Let's keep going with the highlights if we can, boys. Girls 4x200-meter, check out Palmyra's team. It is a close race at the second handoff, but by the time we get to the anchor lap, Palmyra way out in front for the win here. Locally in the district, Macon in third place, Monroe City in fourth, Palmyra moving on to the sectional there. How about some shot putting here? Monroe City's Andrea Herron, her best throw in the final was 33.9 She gets a high five from Liz Stansberry there. Stansberry's best throw right here, 34.2, good for 8th place. And then we're going to start getting really good in a hurry. Lauren Smith Roberts finished 4th with a throw of 37.7 at that point. Then South Shelby's Lexi Wilt narrowly missed first by just 4 inches. Still a good throw here for second. She goes 41.2 at that point. So congratulations to all the throwers. Going to keep with the highlights for a couple more for you. How about the girls 3,200-meter 2-miler right here? Kristen Dahms going to work it right here, or Dames, I should say. Working right here. She's going to take the early lead and never give it back. She wins by 3 seconds. Congratulations to Kristen Dames, who finished with a time of 12:48. The Palmyra girls, as you probably have surmised, win the girls team title. Monroe City finished 3rd. Centralia boys win the boys team title. So congratulations to all involved. As I mentioned earlier, some good showings as well from Lucas Howard and Zach Miller of Scotland County. Lucas Howard and Zach Miller both qualifying in those 3 respective events to move on to the sectionals coming up next Saturday. Guess where? At Packet Centralia. Also, Class 1, we've got some news to pass along of Knox County interest. Kelsey Cahalan, I believe we pronounced that right, was a 3-event champion for Knox County today, including an 800-meter win, and the Knox County 4x400-meter relay team was a district champion as well, so congratulations to them. Also know Randy Lee Plunkett moving on in the 800-meter for Marion County as well today. So thanks for all who sent in their track highlights. Q&D holding its Power Bash today. The story of the day, this guy, outstanding defensive end Ben Holschlag. Not only did he open the day squatting 600 pounds in the morning session, as you saw right there, he cleared 315 on his bench press. Looked really good doing so. Ben Holschlag, a name to be reckoned with going forward in high school football coming up this next season. Well, it's time now for our first Con Communications Connection of May, your chance to vote for the most spectacular sports happening in the month. And simply by voting at connecttristates.com, you yourself become eligible to win a great prize package from Con Communications. A friendly reminder that you still have until tomorrow afternoon to vote for April's Best Connection. And it is this guy for May who starts you off. We told you about it yesterday. What a great happening for Alex Blickhand, who started off yesterday in Macomb, trying to best his own personal record of 6'2". He did that and just kept moving up and up and up again as he went from 6'2 to 6'6", which is a new, not only career best for him, 4 inches better than his PR, but also a new a new regional championship, a new conference championship mark that breaks the one set by Zach Wood at Southeastern, who's now at Air Force. Tells you just how well Alex Blickhand was jumping. We'll have 3 more nominees for you in the month of May. Your chance to vote and win yourself a nice prize package in doing so. What else have we for you today? We've got baseball. Very big, very pivotal weekend for Quincy University. They go on the road to William Jewell. The Hawks essentially need to win 3 of these 4 games to book themselves passage to the GLVC tournament. If they win 2 of the 4 games, they will probably need some help to get in. But 3 of 4 games will guarantee them a spot in the tournament. They start off on a phenomenal note today at William Jewell. First game, Quincy University wins 10-6. Aaron Priestesses goes 5 for 6 on the day with 6 ribbies to almost single-handedly power his team there. And then in the second game today, Quincy University does likewise, beaten up on William Jewell 9-2. Josh Raby's crew well positioned for a run at the GLVC tournament. If they win 1 of 2 tomorrow, why not win both since you're there? We'll keep you updated certainly tomorrow right here with Ross Green coming up at 10 o'clock. Also, some news of note for the Western Illinois track and field team. Nathaniel Marshall, outstanding football player and track and field young man from Bushnell Prairie City, Avon, now at Western, won the hammer throw today in Monmouth at the Fighting Scots Invite with a new personal record of 192.02. Congratulations to Nathaniel. Great young man and a great effort today. A lot of you are watching pay-per-view boxing tonight. You do know that Hannibal's own Brandon Hoskins, who came into the night undefeated and was fighting on the undercard tonight, was defeated. His first loss as a pro by Keith Thurman in the third round. Keith Thurman, a very highly regarded welterweight who was undefeated in his own right coming in. He took 3 rounds. About 25 seconds into that third round, or with 25 seconds left into that third round, Hoskins got knocked out. So his career record is now 16-1-1. But congratulations to Brandon for doing America's hometown proud and showing up big on the big stage tonight on that big Cotto Mayweather fight.